Hello, wartime tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stardrive 2. Crush the bugs! We need some pesticides, so our plants are going to start designing some pesticide vessels versus whatever these ships are that we're being invaded by. They've got 3 troop transports and a bunch of... well, there's a lot of stuff here, to be honest. That's disruptor cannons. Those are pretty good. They got lots of disruptor cannons. Okay. Lots and lots of disruptor cannons. No shields, though. Did you notice that? Little missile corvettes. Missile corvettes. They've got a lot of missile corvettes. Those things aren't even worrying. They're not worth worrying about. Flat cannon, laser cannons. Nothing to worry about. I think their best weapon is a disruptor cannon. They'll probably get crushed by our fleet, but I will try to design a vessel to sort of counter these guys a little bit, because it's been a while since we've designed anything. Also, it's research time, and we still have experimental tech, so let's keep it up. We're probably almost falling behind on some of the other categories, but as our empire expands and we get more research per turn, we'll start blasting through these quick too. Okay, so ship design. We want to build something. Well, we've got dual mass drivers. That's always fun. Let's upgrade the mass driver ship first. The current ship... oh, I should have unlocked battle cruisers. I wish I had battle cruisers right now. But they're still a ways off on the tech tree. So, all I would really change on this ship is I would get rid of this useless armor that someone made me put on in the first stream. Because who needs armor? We would definitely upgrade the power supply and probably not have them in the engines too much, if we can help it. We'll see if that's enough. It probably isn't, given that we're still not making a whole lot of money and we're about to use, or not a lot of power, and we're about to use more expensive guns. I'm thinking of just having one double mass driver on each side. These things have a fair bit less range than the big ones, and I do like the range. But up close, these things will do way more damage. 2 shots at 2600 instead of 1 shot at 3000. Also firing faster. So these guys, nice, very nice. We do have anti-missile defense for their little guys. Basically, we need more power if we want to do it like this. And the question is, do I want to give them bigger engines or just more engines? Oh, also, I forgot one of the most important things. We need to put in crew quarters. We're going to put them in up here. Pretty sure these all stack. +2 levels for the purpose of accuracy and more damage. Not a lot of reason not to stack those up. Could put some over here. You know what? That's fine. We'll put in some more ammo storage in a second. They also take up some power, so, you know. This ship will be more expensive than the original version. Double shields. You could convince me to put more shields on the front, because this thing will always face forward when it's firing, but I think we'll be okay. We're still not making enough power. Now we are. We can shoot forever. Now we'll need a little bit more ammo storage. Do I care about the engines? The maneuverability on this thing really doesn't matter. All it needs to do is be able to turn and shoot stuff. And it's not really about zipping in. This is a long-range bombard, so... oh, we've got names for ships. I will probably only rename this to the Mark II Spore Cannon, just so I can remember, like, it's related. Oh, I originally planned out the power storage, because the little ones take 40 per shot. 75. I should probably have slightly higher total storage, power storage. I forgot about that. Let's throw in, instead of 2 singles, let's throw in a maybe one big one. And then a little bit more ammo so it doesn't run out. And actually a couple more laser cannons for the front. Point defense laser cannons. Trying to do this a little bit quick. It might not be the most optimal, but let's throw in 3. Symmetrical is important. So we can fire forever. We've got enough bullets to shoot all cannons for 5 minutes straight. Turning and moving is not our strong point. We have got 250 total storage, so we could fire 75, 150. We could fire the dual mass drivers at the same time and one of the mass drivers. But you couldn't fire every one. You're not going to get like a full volley of every single gun at the same time. That's fine. That's fine. We've also got a couple little baby mass drivers. Okay, so... No, it did it again! Oh, I should have checked before I designed this. We're going to have to redesign this because of UI bugs. Ah, bad start, bad start. Save game. Blarg. I hate it when this happens. Spend all your careful design, and then it won't save it. We do have lots of good names in chat. I'll have a look at those in a second. If there's one bug that needs to be fixed, it's the interface ship design bug, when you can't save it. Alright. It is letting me rename and save. The user interface is actually working this time. So let's just zip through this real quick again. We'll just copy what I had last time, basically. It won't take very long. Because I think I can remember what I did. Lots of accuracy. In fact, a mass cannon ship is the kind that needs the accuracy the most of any ship. So it makes even more sense for that on this vessel specifically. You could give it fuel, but that's not really the kind of thing I generally worry about. We'll have a fuel ship in the fleet to keep things stocked up. Okay, I need to replace the things up front, because armor is not going to make much difference on this thing. Being able to shoot down a couple more missiles will help, though. Or some enemy fighters. And I think all I'm missing is a little bit of ammo storage. Alright, I think this is the same. Well, no, I've got slightly less ammo than last time. I think maybe that was it. There we go. I bet you this is basically the same. So, let's, I mean, I'm strongly tempted to just call it the Spore Cannon V2, or Mark II, because it's really the same ship with better power and slightly bigger guns. And it's a little bit easier for me to keep track of what sort of tier of ships they're from. Once we design something different in a second, then I will come up with a new name, and we'll use one of the cool names from chat. So, speaking of which, the laser flower is not going to be lasery anymore, so it'll need a new name. This time we're going disruptors, and it is going to be a keep moving broadside type vessel. When you put most disruptor or most cannon type weapons, you get a, what is that, 90-degree sideways arc. We're going to go overload, which would give them less arc and more damage, arc extend, which gives them more arc again, and range extend and rapid fire, because all the stuff is good. The trick will be powering all of this puppy. I'm going to try to have 6 on each side to start with. Because it's a broadside vessel, we actually don't need as much up front. And it needs to be quick, or at least it needs to be able to move. It needs to be able to get some distance in, so we will actually put the fusion engines on it. This should give it considerably more thrust. Yeah, quite a lot more. A lot easier to turn and get broadsides. Being able to use broadsides actually helps it enable its shields to last longer. If it's taking a lot of damage on one flank, it'll be able to spin to the other side. It does that automatically if you've targeted an enemy with it. Alright, so the front, I don't know what I'm going to put on the front just yet. First off, let's do power. I might put more engines on the back. Disruptor cannons do use a fair bit of power, but they're pretty efficient compared to a lot of the energy weapons. No ammo, just energy, and they're not that bad. Sure, we're negative right now, but just give me a minute. And I think those are going to go... Actually, I will have some flak cannons. It's nice to have a couple flak on most ships, just to help, keep them safe. It's kind of an odd setup up here. I'm not sure what I'm going to put up there. I don't think this kind of vessel really needs a ton of quality crew, but we'll put in a couple. And that will help make sure that they don't miss. What else do we need? We need more power. We got enough power, not enough to keep shooting, but we actually have enough power now. The graviton beam. Yeah, I know you guys like the graviton beams. I don't know. It just slows enemy vessels. It doesn't do hardly any damage. I don't know why we'd ever really use it. It doesn't seem that great to me. Let's keep the flat cannons, couple point defense. So what else are we going to put on the side of this thing, basically? We could put armor, I guess. Sounds kind of lame. More disruptor cannons, but I don't know if we'd be able to power them all. It's also getting pretty expensive. Disruptor vessels tend to be very expensive. As much as they're cheap to fire and powerful, they do suck up a lot of production cost, specifically. I mean, we could throw on a mass driver. Mass drivers are always good. But I'm trying to specialize here. I kind of wish I had the cruise missiles done. Epic, I'm going to have to ban you if you keep this up. If I had the 3x3 cruise missiles, I'd probably throw it on, but I don't. So... I don't like 3x3 slots. It's hard to fit things in there. That's why we end up throwing, like, laser cannons. Just to have something. Sure. It's not going to make much difference, but... There, have some laser cannons up front. You can remove a cannon from either side. Well, yeah, I don't need... I might need more power. I might just... It's probably going to be fast enough with these fusion engines. I'm not too worried about loading up on reactors at the back. Now it's got a ton of... I just need a capacitor. Might do something like that. It can shoot forever. You know what? This is going to be really expensive, but I'm going to throw on some shields on the outside as well. We're going to add more disruptor cannons, but it's supposed to be broadside. These will specifically protect the broadsides where they should be taking damage if it ends up in a big fight. Capacitors really aren't a big deal. These things require 15 power to shoot, so I could get by with like 100. Just to prove a point, this thing would be fine with like one of these. 50 power, it wouldn't be able to fire them all, but it would fire 3, and then a quarter of a second later it would fire the other 2, for instance. It really wouldn't make any difference. But I'm putting more on just for fun. And maybe I'll add 2 more guns, because it's all about guns. You gotta understand, guns are the way of the future. Actually, okay, hold on. I kind of wanted to have some point defense as well. 5 disruptors? Am I happy with that? That's fine. Okay, we can fire flak for a long, long time. 5 disruptors on each side should still be pretty awesome. Relatively good point defense up front. We've got 5 slots left. We've got sort of some forward protection for a couple things. Laser cannons won't do a whole lot of work. Let's throw in... let's see... Basically nothing that I need. Oh, I could have thrown in main engineering. I forgot about that. Would have kind of mixed up my setup. Yeah, we still only have Mark 1 shields. I completely forgot about main engineering until just now. And on a heavy disruptor ship with fusion engines, it makes a big difference in the fusion power. It'll probably be able to make the ship cheaper if I throw this in somewhere. I would be giving up shields. Could throw in one of these instead. You know what? These things are stupid. Why don't I just throw that up there? It's kind of an odd place to have main engineering. But honestly, the laser cannons are dumb. And then, I don't think they stack. No, they don't stack. But then we can get rid of a bunch of these. Makes it way cheaper, although that's probably a little bit too much. Maybe what I'll do here. Just trying to make it a little bit cheaper. Still not quite enough power. Still not quite enough power. So this would be technically enough to keep firing forever. It is considerably cheaper for the same basic amount of damage. I think what I'm going to do is throw in a little bit more side power. Because it's a broadside ship, that is the goal. There you go. Power, we probably need a little bit more again, that's fine. Back up to infinite. I could put more engines in technically at this point. We'll have to put a little bit more ordnance storage up here, but whatever. 74, okay, I guess maybe a little bit more would be nice. Alright. 200 seconds of flat cannon, if all of them were firing at once, that's pretty awesome. We now have, it's not perfectly symmetrical, which kind of bothers me, but it is a better ship, I think. How much juice would it take if I put on 2 of these little guys? That's quite a lot. I could put a reactor somewhere and balance it. Actually, you know what? Let's throw 1 in there, and we'll have lots of extra power. Because of the shields, we can use up a lot of extra juice supercharging the shields. Alright, and it's a little bit faster, more power. I don't think there's much else to add on to this thing, really. I'll add that 1 laser cannon for the front, I guess. Or 1 graviton beam for someone. But because it's 3x3, right? It'll shoot forward. Doesn't matter if it's off-center. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let me find some names. What do we got? The chat's already skipped through the names. Let's see here. What makes sense for the disruptor? You know, I'm cool with using the Nightshade on this one. Sounds awesome. I want to get it. I want to get a ship called the Nightshade already. It's specifically designed to get rid of those pests. Alright, I think that's the only ship I want to build right now. It might... No, we already have this thing with fusion power. No, we need the bigger ship to really, Wolfsbane. That'll be fine when we fight the space wolves. We're fighting the bugs right now. So having some sort of pesticide-oriented ship is probably for the best. The Hellflower. We need a bigger ship for some of those. Alright, let's queue a couple of these up. I want... Oh, I have to edit the roster. We want Spore Cannon Mark II and the Nightshade. Okay. How long are these going to take to build? Not super quick. We'll make a second fleet, basically, I think. So we'll start with 2 Spore Cannons, because they're overpowered. We'll have 1 Nightshade to start with. We'll throw in a carrier and a fuel, sort of a tanker. And that will do to start. That's a good starting fleet. Alright. But yes, probably as soon as we're done this tech, I'm going for battleships. And I was going to build another one of these here. I forgot. Just for the overlap, because I didn't want a gap there. Alright, we should have a route from our producer to our homeworld. We've got our current fleet, which is pretty good, heading up here right now to stop the crystals, and then we're going to have to deal with the chunk. I don't know if our initial fleet will handle it, but they're pretty strong. The Vim diesel system is fairly safe. I like that. Alright, so this is the big challenge. I forgot to show this, but in between episodes, I equipped all my Polops with proper gear. We didn't have a starbase or anything, but I think we have a pretty good chance of winning this due to my amazing tactics. And then they're not going to be able to capture this planet. let's see what we're in for here. They do have more than we do. So that's a useless melee soldier. Laser rifles. Combat. Heavy armor is annoying. They take -5 damage. Medic with knife, medic with knife, medic with knife. They've got essentially 2 ranged units. Yeah, these guys are not going to have a good day. So we'll set our shields up first. Maybe keep away from that rock so we get good line of sight. We'll put the shield over here. Also, this guy started. There's a couple of them that started off injured, which is kind of annoying. But we've got this. We've got like 1 medic, so yeah, there you go. For some reason, the interface wasn't updating there. Yeah, the bears are considerably more dangerous. Smart Blood is regeneration. It's really good. I love the fact that our plants are so good, we put the shield facing ourselves. Alright. You did the same thing as your friend. Oh, plants. Alright, bring it on. We don't have any pistols, so once they get kind of close, it'll be a little bit annoying doing damage, but we can always move around and kite them. We've got super speeders on, basically. Some of them will have, where is it? Combat scrodes. That helps them get around much quicker. Alright, insects. These guys are just giant bugs. I didn't know you could zoom in quite this far, actually. Look at these disgusting creatures, huh? Anyway, let's take these things out. Oh, he managed to stay 1 spot out of range. Well, how about you come a little bit closer then? And you can see people regenerating as well. Alright. Time to die. This guy is just in range of the laser rifle. It's actually better to start with the people further back and finish this guy off if we can. 1 down. Too far. We'll use the people a little bit closer. Start shooting this guy. Oh, too far as well. Which one's which one? That guy's got a laser rifle. That guy's heavy armor. I'd rather kill the guy with a ranged weapon. It's more dangerous, and he doesn't have any armor. So, there you go. Alright, 2 down. We've taken no damage. It's kind of the way this goes. Alright, they have 1 guy with a gun. Alright, so, start at the back again. These guys do get that -5 damage, which is kind of annoying. Wow, these guys are toast. You think these guys seriously have a chance against us? They might destroy our shield next turn. Oh, that's too far. And just shoot that guy. You know what? Move out, take some shots. We got 3 shots at this guy, might be enough to kill him. Fusion carbines are kind of dumb. The problem with fusion carbines is, for 1, they take 4 AP instead of 3. And for 2, they actually do less damage per hit, even though they do 3 hits per shot. So anyone with heavy armor, like most of this group, we'd be doing 3 damage per turn with 4 AP rather than 10. So it's a pretty obvious choice for me. Like, laser rifles are pretty good. There's not a whole lot of weapons better than them. And I think we won. So that's how you do base defense. Who needs air superiority when you can just win the ground mission unscathed? I don't know how big of an invasion fleet they'd need to actually win that. All they need is some bombs, I guess, technically, but the ground forces, they're just not good enough. And the Smart Blood, if we had taken damage, I could have cycled them out very easily and had them regenerate in the back row. It would have been overpowered if we'd even needed to do that, basically. Now, they are going to try to starve us, which is annoying. Yeah, we can at least stop the planet from starving. Well, it'll cut our production a little bit, but I'd rather this place didn't shrink. Alright, first up, we're going to have to defeat these crystals, and then we'll head down to deal with the stupid insects. Alright, everything else should be continuing at a good rate. Get our sonariums starting to come complete. Let's see. Look at how happy these plants are. They actually need more than that, to be honest. Where's all the unhappiness coming from? Oh, minus 5% for being radiated. And 24 from being overcrowded. If I build this, that'll be plus 12, which would bring them up to elated, or at least happy or something, I think. It has 4 upkeep, but yeah, it's okay. And, well, okay, let's do a little bit of math. So, your options here are an unsavory cantina. That's a flat plus 15 for 5 upkeep. That would take us to 88. Or, we can build the urban infrastructure, which is a decrease of half of your overpopulation and happiness for 4 upkeep. That, instead of 15, that will only give us 12. So 12 happiness for 4 upkeep, or 15 for 5. The thing is, all we need to do is get above 80, and it doesn't really matter. So I guess we go with the cheaper one for now. Basically. That's all I can say. And then there's always the VR net, which is 7 for 1 upkeep, which is actually a really good deal compared to those other ones. Alright. We've got ships being produced. I could start spamming these out at a bunch of asteroids. If I was scared of these guys, I would be producing these everywhere. I'm not scared of these guys. Alright, let's deal with the crystals. This should be an interesting battle. I don't think the crystals really have much chance, but it'll be interesting. They got a big one. I think this counts as a cruiser, and I think these guys count as frigates, if I remember correctly. So, we've got our fuel tanker ship. We've got our carrier. In fact, let's put the carrier right at the back. And then we'll put the spore cannons in front of it, and the laser in front of that. Okay. These are our super experienced troops. Even if they don't have a up-to-date refit, they have a lot of experience. Maybe not the elephant, but especially the spore cannons. They will be pretty deadly here. Launch fighters to keep these things... The fighters will probably all get killed, but I'd rather the fighters died. Okay, hold on. One of the things I like to do, once they hit range, is to split up our targets. The AI has a habit of all shooting the same ship, and they kind of get overkilled. So I like splitting it up a little bit, and we'll take them out a little bit quicker in that fashion. I like the spread. I like the fact that we don't shoot in one large volley of bullets. I like that they kind of spread out. I think we basically won this fight already. Alright, fighters, go! Yeah, they didn't even need them. Alright. Away, my pretties. It'll probably be destroyed by mass drivers before we even get there, but... Yeah! Go, fighters, run! Or fly, whatever you want to call it. Nope. They almost made it. Yeah, okay, the crystals are just nothing to worry about at this point in the game. I like the fact that we've got this Admiral's Cross. It seems awesome. Really nice commendation there. Well, crystals are easy as soon as you get mass drivers. In fact, you could probably say the game is easy once you have mass drivers. They probably should balance them down a little bit. They probably need a nerf. Crazy edgies! Now, I'm just going to leave the ship nearby, but I will want to buy some of his stuff. But I want to research bigger ships, and I want to save my money for emergencies right now. So we'll just leave our ship nearby. But he does have some cool stuff. Are you kidding me? He's trying to colonize. Coldrazine is trying to use my portal. They're probably going to try to colonize... Wow, those are already picked up. Maybe they're going for one of these? I don't know. They're looking for a war declaration if I saw one. If you have plasma cannons, well, anything above base tech, I guess. I would say mass drivers trump plasma cannons most days, but plasma cannons are pretty weak, for my opinion. Alright, so we lost one of our trade routes. And although it did say, you know, the relations have improved, not enough to actually get a deal anytime soon. And we only got 4 more turns. At least the Space Wolf bats are happier with us. Plasma cannons are lower, not than mass drivers. It's like basically the same tier, isn't it? Let's see, where are they? Just for interest's sake here. Disruptors are much higher, if that's what you mean. Mass drivers, tier 2. Plasma cannons, tier 1. Technically higher, but basically the same. No sexy aliens? Well, you guys, you haven't met one of our... we're still missing... We're still missing 2 factions. One of them might be a sexy alien faction. Yeah, in space, the mass drivers would be a real problem. That's from Mass Effect, isn't it? That's the lore from there, I believe. Yeah, realistically speaking, once you fire a super propelled chunk of whatever, nothing is going to stop it until it blows up into a planet. Although I think most of the time it will just go on. Like, space is really big. If you just picked a point and picked a random direction, like 99.99999% would just miss everything. You'd never see it again. But on that one rare occasion where it does hit something, that something's having a bad day. Space is ridiculously huge. Alright, let's just continue on. We're fine. Okay, this is the old trade. Cylons, yeah. One of the species I'm alluding to is the equivalent to the Cylons. Hey, he's actually offering me a trade. Everyone clap. Everyone clap. Usually, they just say, I want this, and then they have no tolerance. Humans! Maybe we can be friends. I don't even care if you make a little bit more money than I do. Oh, defensive mine net. Well, that's kind of lame. In my opinion, if you build this, the enemy's fleet will just use their point defense to destroy it before anything happens. And... well, that's that's to be expected. Alright. Swore Cannon Mark II complete. I could be rushing these, although it's pretty expensive. The way you'd want to rush them is wait till they were halfway done and then pay. If you're trying to speed up your fleet and save some money. Well, there has been a couple patches, Toothless, so maybe the diplomacy is improving. I know that's one of the things the developer's working on. It's going to take a few turns to get there. Experimental tech complete. Battleships activate. 12 turns, huh? We could probably speed that up a bit if I wanted to micromanage. I don't really want to micromanage. If I find a planet that has nothing to do, I might put some research on it. Also, I haven't been paying attention to stuff like that. I'll have to go through my Empire list again. Orbital habitat. Good, good. Continue growing. These are actually the least effective on a super huge Terran planet because it's just a very small percent. But man, this place is going to have some production. Whew. Well, some farming, I guess, really. Or some research. Also really good for research. The flower belt, biosphere, correct. Holic, the colic. Alright, let's make sure everyone's doing what I want them to do, basically. Charn still only has one person. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot one thing for Charn. I sent the troops, but I forgot to actually land them. Population could be better on Charn if I had not forgotten this. I got sidetracked. It's not my fault. There we go. So next turn, hostile fauna will disincrease. Hostile fauna will disappear, and population growth will increase. We're still growing ridiculously good, thanks to all this cool stuff. But it'll go much better after that's gone. My words, my words. Maybe we should shut that colonizer down too. Solarium on Sporol. So yeah, food production, hey? That's gonna be nice. Food shortage, you say? We're not out of workers. It's just a matter of... Oh, it's blockaded. Oh, oops. Right. There was a reason why I left one farmer here. That's my bad. We got rid of the hostile population, so our population growth will continue to be good here, basically. And in fact, I want to send these fighters home. Because we'll get the infantry base there before too long, and I don't want them to have 10 and somewhere to have 2, for instance. Yeah, that's the right place. Research lab, good. Uh-oh, chat's getting crazy again. I missed a bunch of stuff. Alright, well, we're about to have an intense fleet battle here. I think we'll be okay. I wish I had a couple more ships, but it would take a long time to actually get them there. Even if I rush the... Well, what could I do? There's not much I could do. Even if I rush them in Sains, I don't think they'd join up together. I could try to build them down in 0, but that's fine. Not gonna stress. Stupid colonizer. Alright, Kilrathi trade over. Let's see if there's any chance of resetting that. No, these guys hate us. Yeah. We still have 45 tolerance out of 0. Even though we've got space. They're not happy. Research labs. Fine. Sains is supposed to keep a worker. Get that starbase built. Thank you for getting that starbase built. This is definitely going to be a farming planet / research planet, so soil enrichment makes really good sense. Erontor is done? You guys done everything? 90% must be elated, so they're not happy as they could be. This place is abundant. I've been using it to produce trade goods. It was one of my first colony. This might have been my first colony ship. Definitely one of the early ones. Oh, funny. Did you see that? It's at plus 87, then I moused over it and changed to plus 38. That was a good trick. Maybe I will change this into a research planet because it's only abundant. And it's tundra, so it's not great for food. Abundant, you know, we're making money off of trade goods, sure, but... Let's make people happier via paying money, and then research faster, and then we will switch to trade goods, but I'll try to remember that I want to switch over to research here once that's done. Teching up is great. Get to the masters. Yeah, the sooner we get the death ray, the better it will be. Although I don't think we need it, but it'll be fun. Alright, this one's definitely poor. This was definitely not a production planet, so... Please tell me I already built the research thing. Good. Happiness could definitely be better, though. Does happiness affect research? It sure does. So we could be getting plus 20 or 30% research if we were happier. Why don't you build that in your spare time? It's going to take a long time. Okay. Maybe send a couple workers. 24 turns. 3 turns, 2 turns, 1 turn. We're not getting 1 turn. We're not saving 1 turn by cutting down our research. This will speed us up our battleship, by the way. Okay. Well, here goes. I think next turn is it. We're going to find out if our original fleet is strong enough. And, I mean, if we win this, we've basically won already. But, you know, we'll start prepping for invasion pretty quick. One way or the other. Well, okay, if we lose, I need to build a better fleet. If we win, we'll invade. I guess it's not one way or the other. It's something other. Oh, they found a freighter right before we got there. Alright, let's do this. Maybe I could have waited till we had a bigger fleet. They weren't really doing much, but the poison ivy is just going to run away. It's not meant for this fight. The laser flower guards the center. We'll do the same basic setup as last time, because that's what I like. And I don't really have a whole lot of options, to be honest. Give them lots of range so they don't rush in. We'll let the enemy come to us. before we eradicate them. Alright. Double check some of their ships. See what they've got. So, disruptors. A lot of forward-facing disruptors. I would say we'll let the laser flower deal with the cruisers. And we'll try to get the spore cannons to deal with the frigates. And they have one... Corvettes, frigates, cruisers. They've got one cruiser. But he doesn't seem much more dangerous. They even had bombs! Look at this! They had bombs in their fleet, but they refused to use them. Silly, silly things. 4 versus 2. Doesn't really matter which one we shoot down then. The little guys will probably die quicker. They're probably... Well, it depends on who moves the quickest. So let's get started. Alright, the little guys are going to come rushing in, so we'll probably shoot them first, simply because of that. We definitely want to get our fighter screen up. Okay, unfortunately, they're all going to target the same one. I don't really want that. Guys, split your fire up if you're going to shoot these little guys. Because this is overkill for one ship. And it doesn't hit stuff behind it like mice drivers should. Alright, so unexpectedly, the fast ships just get destroyed. Alright, nothing to be surprised there. They're in range, so we want to start shooting the big ones, basically. I'll let the fighters deal with the little guys. Anything that gets too close, the laser flower and the fighters will deal with. Assuming it actually can get close. There, yeah. Blow up these big guys with the disruptor cannons. That's what I want to see. They've got quite a lot of life. Oh yeah, we got blue lasers. Oh, there's the disruptors. Okay, watch out, little fighters. Watch out. Alright, we're tearing them apart pretty good, but they're getting closer. We're going to use our fighters to kind of draw a little bit of their shots here to keep them occupied if we can. They'll miss most of them if we fly around like this. Alright, let's do it. We're losing a lot of fighters, but man, they're basically dead. Alright, that's fine. Get to work. We're doing good, actually. We're doing real good. We lost a lot of fighters, but they get rebuilt. We got it! Well, so much for the bug fleet. Psh, that was nothing. Look at that. Crushed them. And yeah, someone asked if I was going to split these up. I should definitely put a Admiral's Cross in each fleet specifically. We'll refit the spore cannons to Mark IIs later on. And we'll put one of these guys in each fleet as the Admiral. Although I'm sure this guy will get it eventually too. That was awesome! I guess it's been a pretty long video. I better end this for you too. We were ending on a positive note though. Yeah, that was good. That was a good fight. I don't think we really took any damage either, so like that was a massive victory. Recruiting station on Easel. Oh, so nice. +1 level for all ships built on Easel. This is why I like to focus on all my production for ship design on one planet. Yeah, missile frigates are annoying, but you did notice that my design for ships always includes flat cannons and laser turret or point defense lasers. So unless they send a fleet of like 100 missile frigates, we should be fine. And I have been checking, right? Like I've been trying to keep an eye on what these guys are doing. That's a lot of baby missiles. Those are nothing to worry about. Ion beams aren't going to do anything. Ion beams aren't going to do anything. So, yeah, nothing to worry about there. Alright, let's wrap this episode up. YouTube, we are all done. I'll see you guys next time for some probably invasion prep, because I bet you that was the majority of their fleet, and it's time for us to punish them. See you guys next time.